didn't play very well, and they played well. I mean, they were 11 for 19 from three. We were 2 for 23 or some sort of number like that from three. We haven't been great on the road. A lot of these games have ended up in some sort of double figures fashion on the road. That hasn't happened as much at home. The crowd here was good. Their guys were energized by it. They have a good team. And then they played well on top of it. I thought there were moments where we didn't respond. We got 52 points or whatever it was, 51, 52 points in the first half, and that's not been characteristic of us, even against some really talented offensive teams in this league for the most part. So, but give them a lot of credit. They also performed well. There's all the playing hard and creating turnovers and defend all those. There's all those things, and then there's performing. You get a shot, you shoot it, and it goes in. That's called performance, and they did that at a high level tonight.
Questions?
Coach, you're not the first coach to come in here and say that your team didn't play very well in this building this season. What is it that Missouri does that impacts the game so much to make teams not play their best?
Well, it's hard for me to say because coincidentally, this is also not the first time on the road that we did not play very well. So in your case study, I don't know how valid that result would be, but it's a good crowd, and they played well.
Right here on the left. You kind of said how hard it is to play on the road in the SEC and how you guys have played well at home, had a lot of close contests. What's so challenging about this league on the road?
I think if you looked historically in college basketball, it's one of the most difficult things to do is in men's basketball, go on the road and win. I think someone said that and did a study on that. Like, it's one of the most challenging things to do statistically. And then when you get in our league, the crowds are. I mean, our league. What a phenomenal league and a great opportunity for the players, the coaches, the fans, everybody. Like the slogan says, it just means more. And you can see that, I think, as you get into games. And this is even when 2 years ago, maybe some teams, including us, had struggled. And then you'd still go to their places and see pretty good crowds. Now you got teams that are playing really well, and you got a ranking next to them, and the crowds are phenomenal and active. And so I think if you don't play well, this year in particular, you're not going to go on the road and win if you don't play well. I mean, even some of the ones that you mentioned that were close games for us at home against really good teams, I look at their shooting percentages and they played well. I mean, at the end of the day, it's not like they were lethargic. They played well. They shot the ball well. Their main guys did their main guys type things. It's just very hard in this league. I mean, everyone's going to say that, but I think we look at all the metrics would say that it's particularly challenging in this particular league in this particular year.
Questions in the back, right?
Yeah, Coach, you've mentioned Missouri shooting quite a few times today. How did you feel? I mean, did you feel like you could have done something more defensively, or was this a night where they just hit shots?
I think we could have, we could have done a lot of different things. We could have changed matchups. We could have, I don't know, done some sort of dance that would have affected some of it. I don't know. Played zone. But I look at the shots. I mean, Caleb Grill, 4 for 6. You probably feel like, okay, honestly, at the end of the day, that's not the first time he's done that, probably, right? It won't be the last. So you could live with that in this little equation that you have that allows you to win the game. That's not some sort of anomaly that would preclude you from winning. But there were some other guys that had some pretty quick trigger threes that went in. And so we're trying to figure that out for ourselves because this is not the first time that guys have either had those kind of shots or we've been the victim of some super double NBA depth. Steph Curry would drool over shots that have gone against us. But so I don't know. Sometimes when confidence reigns supreme in this game. Confidence and skill and intelligence, but confidence reigns supreme in this game as an offensive guy. And guys were confident. And so I'll, excuse me, I'll watch the tape and look at the quality of shot, but I'm sure some were good, better than what we'd like. Out of rotations, they did some things and got some. Transition, that was a couple were in transition. I don't think we were particularly good in transition. But then there were one or two that I thought were, you know, a quick trigger, maybe not a super high quality shot, and they made it anyway. So.
In the middle here.
Coach, your team has been one of the better teams at suppressing other teams from having three-point attempts, but one of the worser teams at allowing three-point percentage. And last game for Mizzou, they had 12 of 36 against Arkansas. Tonight, 11 of 19. Why has that been a problem that's been so persistent this year?
Yeah, I mean, I think that kind of goes in line with what he was asking. Why are they making shots? You know, I said guys are confident. Maybe something has to do when you see a particular guy guarding you, you get more confident. I don't know. That whole thing that I was talking about, like, you know, Wade Taylor. I don't want to say a wrong percentage, but post the injury, I think was hovering around 26% from the three-point line. He goes 7 for 10. 3 of them were, I can't even see from that distance to the rim. So I don't know what makes him do that. You know, Florida did the same thing. Guys have banked a couple in against us also. Like, I don't know. It's in the cosmos to some degree maybe, but it's not for lack of trying to determine what that factor is. So.
Last question in the back, then I'll bring Coach to Coach, you got Cam Scott in the game for about 10 minutes. How important is it to get him minutes going into the later stages of the SEC regular season?
Well, I mean, we're just we were searching to try to find more energy and also give him an opportunity to see what he would do in an environment like this, and just with the crowd and all that, and have him go out there and get some shots up, fire some shots up. He had a real good defensive possession, a couple in a row, honestly. But Cam's a great kid. He works hard. He's a good teammate. He's incredible on the sidelines. So I just thought, based on how the game was going, it was an opportunity for us to get Cam out there for a little extended minutes just to see what it looked like for him.
Appreciate it, guys.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Coach.